Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It is us, Dragon's Greed Gaming. You are joining us for episode 10 of Heart of Darkness. It's time for the finale. Oh, yes, it's gonna be good. As always, be sure you stop by the Facebook page for all the latest news on the show. Check us out over on Spreaker, and where we host the podcast. Check us out over on YouTube if you're not watching us there. If you're listening on the podcast, then check us out on YouTube. Subscribe to that good shit as well. And what else? Check us out on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. Leave us those 5-star reviews. Help us grow the channel. Like, follow, subscribe. Praise the algorithm. You guys all know how it works. It all helps. And we keep getting bigger numbers and hitting more milestones. So very exciting, very good shit. And we appreciate it. So thank you all. And of course, if you want to help support us financially, check us out over on our Patreon, Dragon's Greed Gaming, where you can get all sorts of cool rewards. We've got early access every week, week's early access to our episodes. Got artwork from Kyle, sometimes from myself if we're in a pinch, or sometimes from Tyler when he randomly gives us artwork. So that's pretty cool. And what else? A Patreon exclusive campaign currently called The Drowned Dragon. We just recorded episode 10 last night. We're both 2 episode 10s in 2 days. It's a sign. Good shit. The campaign is going to start ramping up now that life is getting back under control. And if you want more Warhammer Fantasy goodness, go check that out. So all sorts of good stuff. And to all of our patrons already, thank you guys. Big help to us. It means a lot to us. We appreciate everything. Appreciate your support. Appreciate your money. And it's going to be going to a good use very soon. So stay tuned. Other than that, let's go around the table. Tell us who you are, who you're playing, anything exciting you want to share with the listeners, share with the viewers. And then we will, spend an inordinate amount of time telling you about what's going on in my life. And then we'll go to Google Docs and white out the camera. So, as last week, the frog is not here. He is still dead, mutated, and slain. But he will be back next week. So we will dive into some stuff. We'll tell you about what's going on after the show tonight. So we'll start it off with Kyle. How are you?
Hi, guys. I might be on a delay again. I'm doing fine. I will be buying a computer at the end of this session.
Can you lower your camera like maybe an inch or two?
I mean...
Oh, a little bit higher? Perfect. That's good.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a night. I will be playing Crash, the synth human android.
Okay.
And we talked about some stuff last week, and we're gonna figure out what the next step is.
We sure
that should be interesting.
All right. Sorry there, viewers. I just fixed Kyle's camera. It's getting a little weird. Okay. Well, hopefully good things are on the horizon, especially if you get a new computer. Are you going to be doing a laptop or a PC?
PC.
Good man. There's only one answer to that. Just like there's only one answer to Windows or Mac. All right? So, don't give me that look, Sean. You know.
The third answer is Linux or Linux.
No. Nobody even knows what that is. Okay?
Yeah.
Just stop.
I assume Eric and Scaarr know, since they're IT people.
Isn't
I'm
that
not
the kid
happy
with the
about it, but I
blanket?
know it.
I promise, all of you use Linux. You just don't know it. At some point in your life.
It's not a Mac, so
There is no spoon.
yeah, I'll take it.
Wait, is that how we used to do the personalize our MySpace pages?
Man, MySpace, there's a call out. I wonder if mine's still around. Don't look
Wow,
at it.
you must be really old.
God damn it.
Gotcha.
Coming in hot today.
Shots fired. All right, it's getting spicy. I love it. Sean, you can go next. Tell us what's up. Who are you?
Yeah, man. I'm Sean, and I'm playing Professor Dr. Berger Hedenstrom, PhD. Yeah, he is he's trying to survive, doing his best to live, because everyone around him is doing crazy things.
Is that what you call it? Living?
Yeah. Well, I mean, as long as you're breathing, I guess, right?
I guess.
Yeah, he's got 4 madness rolls already, so maybe we'll make it 5 or 6 tonight. Who knows? And yeah. Other than that, playing in the Patreon game, doing some Shadowrun games with Adam for some side podcast stuff, and hanging out.
You know it. It's good shit. We tried to play Total War this week, folks, but it did not work out well. For some reason, our game was just lagging for like 3 hours straight. It was fucking awful. I don't even know why we kept playing. Like, after an hour, we're like, oh, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. It didn't.
Trying to do the actual battles when your guys are going, right? Fucking mind-numbing. It's really hard to control Skaven, a billion of them, when they're stutter-stepping their way through enemies.
It was not good. So on the plus side, if you missed it, Silent Hill Transmission aired this week. We finally have a release date for the remake of Silent Hill 2. October 8th. Mark your calendars. Don't be a hater, alright? At least we're getting Silent Hill games, okay? And if it sucks, you can always play the original. So stop your bitching, stop complaining, and be happy that we finally got a Silent Hill game after fucking years, okay? So
what's the problem? Are people not excited about this? What's the issue with
because everybody is such a naysayer and negative and thinks that it's not going to be the same. And it's like, it's not going to be a carbon copy of Silent Hill 2 from 25 years ago, okay? That's not what it's going to be. It's going to have new graphics. It's going to have new voice actors. Now, if they fuck with the story a lot, I agree. That's a bad thing, because that's what made Silent Hill 2 special, right? So I get that. If they fuck with that, that is bad. But if they add to it, if they give us more game, if they deliver on top of it, if the voice acting is still decent, right? Because there was a whole lot of drama with that, right? I mean, they still got Akira Yakaoma doing the soundtrack. The game looks gorgeous. There's going to be some changes, sure, but just enjoy the ride. Be happy that it's here. And if
Capcom's been killing it with their remakes, I'm all for it.
And if it's not Capcom, it's Konami.
I know. I'm just saying,
remakes in general
remake games have been good.
I agree. And you know what? You can't fucking play Silent Hill 2 in any modern day capacity right now unless you have a fucking PS2 lying around, right? Because the HD remake they did was a dumpster fire. So, you know what? We're finally gonna have it. So everybody just wait till it comes out, all right? If it sucks then it sucks then, right? But at least we're getting something, man. I don't know, man. I'm just in a point in my life where I just can't stand all the fucking negativity for shit that's gonna be cool that we've been waiting for eons. The second film, it's going to be good. And you know why? Because the first film was good. Because it actually followed the games. And anybody who thinks differently, you're wrong. Okay? I'm just going to say it right now. You're wrong. The first Silent Hill movie was fucking awesome. Alright? It might not compare to other video game movies nowadays, but back then, and it still is, one of the most faithful adaptations of a game. And people bitch, oh, they changed the main character to be a woman instead of a man. Who fucking cares? Right? The director's a fan. Everybody that made the movie was a fan. It's got fucking Sean Bean in it, right? Classic. And it's got who the fuck? The chick that played Andrea in Walking Dead, Laurie Holden, right? Awesome. Nice. Awesome. And you get to watch Pyramid Head rip the flesh off an entire person's body and throw it at a door in disgust. Just fucking awesome.
Jesus Christ.
So go watch Silent Hill and shut your dirty mouth. Okay? Moving on. Eric,
fun for the whole
tell me something good.
So I'm playing Dr. Lark tonight still. I'm currently launching escape pods into the black hole. So I'm pretty excited about that.
I am too. I'm not sure what I'm more excited to see, your little side mission or what's about to go down in the op center. I want everyone to succeed and everyone to fail because all the possibilities are so tantalizing. So
I'm just making it up as I go. So we're gonna see what happens.
Awesome. Scaarr, how about you? What you been up to?
Well, right now I'm getting up to trying to think about how I'm gonna be playing Sajaad tonight. It's a weird feeling because like I'm trying to successfully do what she's trying to do, but I'm also rooting for the other players at the same time. It's a cool feeling, yeah. Yeah, she's trying to support the heart right now.
Yep, there were some lines drawn last week, hard lines in the sand. Yes. So
she doesn't want to hurt anybody, all right? She just wants to save everybody by them giving them all the seed of the dark gods. It's not that big a deal.
It's not when you put it that way. Not at all. As a worshiper of Nurgle, I understand, and I fully support this plan. Wonderful. All right, well, I'm the great Unclean one. Life is starting to get back on track. We got some extra furniture today to do a little storage for some stuff for the game room and for in here in the office. So hopefully we're going to start getting some storage for some painting racks and things. I think I'm going to actually start doing some painting tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to that. And we got Adam scheduled to come out at the end of the month to fix the gaming table. So that might be done soon. I got some new glasses ordered because my other ones decided to just start falling apart. So that was cool. So I'm wearing these old crooked-ass ones, which luckily the prescription is not too different. So only had 1 day of headaches. And yeah, that's about it, man. So I finished conquering Ultimate Campaign Victory in Total War with Tamarkan today. So I think that campaign is now finally done. I've conquered 2/3 of the world. That's enough. The game's starting to get a little boring at this point, so I'm going to switch it up to something else. And I think that's about it. Well, that's all I can think of. Yeah. Anywho, we got lots in store, and lots in store for the channel coming up in the future. We got our schedule sorted out, which we'll talk about at the end of the show, and it's going to be good shit. So, but anyway, let's get back into Alien, because it's going to be a spicy meatball tonight, I think. So, let me, there goes my notes. They just fucking vanished. All right, there we go. All right, so, Jesus Christ, it's bright. Alas, we left last time on Heart of Darkness. The group of you had... Oh, wait. Wrong notes. There we go. Okay. So, after escaping the 3 trilobites that had attacked the UPP dropship and slain the commando team, the one survivor, the commander of the commando team, Sub-Lieutenant Lugar, joined Drabakowski and Crash, and the 3 of them fled and returned to the med bay to regroup with the others, let them know that the dropship was probably a no-go, and then decide what to do next. In the med bay, the group had a conversation to decide what your next move was going to be. Sajaad got Gray on the comms, asking about the status of the ship, and he explained that despite the efforts of him and the remaining prisoners, the Setarina was merging with the station, and unless you guys got the supplies and materials that he needed, it was unlikely that you're going to be escaping on your previous ship. At this point, Crash and Drabakowski, along with Dr. Lark and Hobbs, the station chef, went down to H-Deck to gather the equipment and supplies needed to repair the ship and hopefully cut it free, while Professor Dr. Hedenstrom and Sergeant Sajaad remained with Dr. Webbs and a now apprehended Warden Stykes in the med bay, and the 3 of you continued the work on the virus. Upon reaching H-Deck, Crash, Lark, Drabakowski, and Hobbs you stumbled upon the missing prisoners that had originally gone down there with Dr. Lark oh so many sessions ago. Unfortunately, they had all been infected and turned into abominations. 3 of them literally quartering and tearing apart the 4th one, and then all 4 of them starting to eat the remains of the one they had just torn apart, including the one they just tore apart. The group tried to sneak around to the far side of the workshops to avoid them, and everything was going fine until Crash knocked over a air canister and alerted them to your guys' presence. Meanwhile, upstairs, Webb was successful in testing the virus to destroy the hive, and it was at this point that the lines were drawn as Sajaad pulled her gun on him, telling him to back away while she gathered the remaining samples of the 26 Draconis strain, and then began destroying the rest of the research in hopes of sabotaging it. Despite his initial cowardice and confusion, Dr. Webb was not about to let this fly without a fight, and after pleading with her to stop, tackled her against the desk, knocked the gun out of her hand, and began grappling with her. He was then begging for Hedenstrom to help and assist. Hedenstrom very calmly watched and then decided to join sides with Sajaad. It was at this point Sajaad managed to knock Dr. Webb to the ground, again shouting she didn't want to hurt him, and he scrambled, grabbed the aforementioned gun that was knocked to the ground, and decided to shoot Dr. Hedenstrom, realizing that it was 2-on-1 and he was probably about to get shanked. Unfortunately, 2 damage was not enough to put Hedenstrom down, and in a scene out of Saving Private Ryan, Hedenstrom pulled out his knife and slowly stabbed the doctor in the gut, breaking him to 0 and actually causing a gut wound with a critical. Sajaad then intervened before you could kill Dr. Webb and convince Hedenstrom to help her get Webb in the autodock and try to save his life. Again, explaining she didn't want to kill him, she just wanted to save him. And you guys got him into the autodock, got him patched up, and then started discussing what you were going to do. Eventually, as this was going on, or while this was going on, Stykes ran out of the room and escaped. He had his hands tied behind his back, but he booked it out during the fight. And while the 2 of you were discussing what to do and what to explain to the group as to how he ended up in such a predicament, he begged and pleaded with Hedenstrom, as a man of science, to not go along with Sajaad's plan. It was at this point that Hedenstrom put him into a medically induced coma using the autodock, and that was the last we heard from Dr. Webb. Meanwhile, back downstairs, the 3 abominations that were not torn apart charged into the room, and all 3 of them decided to absolutely obliterate Sub-Lieutenant Lugar in one fell swoop, attacking her and tearing her apart limb from limb before she could even get a shot off. Drabikowski ran out of the room, opening fire and shouting for everyone to retreat. Hobbs took off and fled, and the 2 androids followed behind. Between the 3 of you, you managed to kill one of the abominations. Hobbs made it up the ladder and disappeared. Drabikowski made it to the ladder, waited, and then started making her way up the ladder. And slowly, over the course of what is one of the most intense chase scenes I've ever seen, the 2 androids somehow managed to not die and basically fought a fighting retreat as the 2 remaining abominations kept clawing at you guys. And some clutch rolls, some clutch armor, and some smart decisions on your action economy saw you guys escape up the ladder, where you were relieved to see that Drabikowski had not abandoned you and was still waiting, and slammed the hatch shut once you guys were through. At this point, Drabakowski informed the others, who could hear the screams of panic from the team over the comms, that the plan to get the Setarina freed and working was not going to happen, and that Lugar was dead. It was at this point that we went into separate comms channels, as the groups had very clearly been defined, with Hedenstrom and Sajaad coming up with a plan to do something, and with Crash, Dr. Lark, and Drabakowski coming up with a plan to do something as well. So the other players do not know what the other groups had decided. We went silent on our comms and our headsets, and they have not listened to that episode yet because it is not out yet. So no one knows other than me and you listeners. So all the players here are in for a surprise as things go down. Finally, well, not finally. Two more things happened. Dr. Lark, we did see and listen as you made your way down to iDeck to try to get in one of the EEVs, which was the original plan that you guys were going to try after the ship didn't work out to get to the UPP destroyer. However, when you got down there, you saw a pile, about 20 bodies of station crew and prisoners that had been slain, and two of the Deacon aliens were very methodically, very purposefully dragging these bodies one by one into one of the EEV launch bays. All throughout, you could see parts of the hive down here, and when you entered the opposite launch bay, opposite of where the Deacons were going, you found all of the EEV pods filled with hive nodules and bodies of slain crew, which you assume are infected in some way, shape, or form. And you came to the horrible realization that the Perfected are controlling the Deacons, and they're about to try to launch these EEVs to try to spread the hive in case things don't go down the way they hope. Or maybe in addition. At this point, you decided you weren't going to let that happen. You began to sabotage the pods, and in hopes of being able to launch them into the black hole. And you have sabotaged one of the 4 sections, but I think your plan was to get them all ready to launch and launch them all simultaneously, so as to not give away what you're doing down here. Finally, we went back up to Ops, where Sajaad and Hedenstrom decided to go try to find and use the computer to track down where Stykes had ran off to. And as they got upstairs, they found that Crash and Drabakowski were already here, working away at the controls, and that is where our session concluded. So, I have made some rolls behind the scenes as to what some of the NPCs are doing, to kind of see what they might do rather than just picking what they were going to do. And other than that, we are ready to go. So, where should we start, players? Should we start in the ops, or should we start off with Dr. Lark and let the suspense linger a little longer?
Ooh. It's a tough call. I feel like a little bit of suspense is always good.
All right.
That's true.
So,
Yeah.
Dr. Lark, we will return to you.
All right.
Camera fades in on deck I.
Okay.
You have successfully sabotaged the northeast section of EEV pods. You've set them up to all be launched simultaneously from the control panel out here in the hall, or on this big balcony, and you've set it up so they are all programmed to launch at the black hole. So, you could launch those 4 now, or those 2 sets if you want. There's 3 in each section, so there's 6 pods total. But that might potentially give away what you're doing down here if anybody is paying attention to anything. So if you want, you can also try to keep sneaking around and sabotage more of this floor.
Can I set them on a timer?
I think you could, yeah. You rolled pretty well on your Comtech. How long would you like to set the timer for?
How long did it take me to rig up this side?
Maybe 5 minutes or so.
Okay. I'm gonna set it for 15 minutes.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. All right. Please roll me a d6.
Ooh.
All right. So you set those, and you're out here at this point. So you're by this control panel, basically. What would you like to do next?
Try and sneak to the southeast side.
All right, we're gonna switch over to some creepier music here. That ought to do it.
It's not that scary down here.
This track titled The Layers seems perfect for where you're hanging out. Okay, so you can't see the deacons if they are on the other side of this because, again, the opening to the shaft is huge. And as we determined, this is a massive area. So with the thermal sinks, it's hard to see. So go ahead and give me a mobility test as you reach the. I assume you're going to do a mobility to stay stealthy as you get to the center here and go towards one of the other sections. Well done. Okay. Where do you go next? Which one? The northeast or the southwest?
West. Yeah.
Okay.
But down here.
All right. I don't think you really need to make another CommTech roll because you already made one and you're doing the exact same thing, especially because you're an android. So I don't think there's a need for you to have to roll here. It's just a matter of time.
Okay.
So you start doing that. You get those ones sabotaged and ready to launch. And it is then at that point that you can see the two deacons return from over here towards that pile. And we're going to see if they happen to notice you or not. So you wait with bated breath, praying they didn't see you, praying they don't somehow sense you. You still don't know how these things work. They don't have eyes. They make their way towards the pile. They each grab another body, and they begin dragging it back towards the EEV pods.
While I'm over here, can I do like a quick check of these pods and see if they've all, like, if there's any empty ones or if they're all filled already?
They have all been filled. Same as the other section.
Okay. Then, I guess I'm gonna try and sneak over across the way.
Okay. As you're creeping along, you notice two things. First off, you notice a glint of something near the pile of bodies. And when you have a second here now to look without the deacons nearby, you can see that one of the bodies has an incinerator unit on it. The strap is still over it, but you catch it between some of the blood and in between some of the bodies that are on top of this body that has it. Flamethrower, FYI.
Yep.
As you're staring at that in wonderment and amazement and perhaps with a little bit of renewed hope, you then hear something clambering down the ladder. And as soon as, like, the second you hear it and you're about to react, out comes stumbling Hobbs, the chef. And he basically bumps right into you. He looks panicked. He looks scared. He's sweating. And he bumps into you and he's like, "Oh shit, Holmes! Oh man, am I glad to see you. You could tell he's overwhelmed.
Can I like clamp my hand over his mouth and be like,
Sure. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he puts his hands up and he's like,
I'm gonna be like, and I'm gonna say like, there's two. That way. Quiet.
his eyes go wide with terror and he's sweating even heavier now. But he does.
Does he have anything on him?
No, because I think he had I think he had a melee weapon or a gun and it got dropped in the fight. Yeah, he doesn't have anything.
Wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to... Where in the pile of bodies was the incinerator? Was it pretty close to us?
It's on the other side, basically. You saw it as you were walking across here. You saw it glint. And basically when you were standing here, you could see it. You know, the pile of bodies is about right here.
Okay.
Because remember, it was partially blocking the door. When you tried that door to the shaft, it didn't open. So they're partially up against that door.
Okay. I'm going to tell him to shut up. And try and see if I can dislodge the incinerator.
Okay. Give me an observation test, please. Actually, no, you don't need to because they're not being stealthy. You see the two deacons are returning. And they're making their way towards the pile of bodies again.
Okay. Then I'm gonna grab Hobbs and start dragging him towards this other end.
Alright. I think now we should do an opposed stealth roll. So please roll mobility versus their observation. And it's going to be -1 because, despite what you've said, Hobbs is not being as quiet as you'd like, and he's not as stealthy as you would like. Okay, you have 0 successes. Would you like to push?
Yes.
Is it giving you problems?
Yeah. There it goes. Ooh.
Oh,
Wow, from
I will
0
take
to
that.
3.
yeah.
Unfortunately, you didn't need to do it because they rolled 0 successes. But that is pretty impressive. Okay.
I had to show off a little bit.
Yeah, you clearly do. So this time, you're able to... Hobbs is able to see the aliens. And now he puts 2 and 2 together and he shuts the fuck up. And they do not notice you guys at all. They make their way to the pile again. However, I need you to pick it, high or low.
I'm going with low this time. I rolled a 1 last time. Son of a...
One of the bodies they grab is the one with the incinerator.
Ah, damn.
And you can hear it clank, clank, clank as it gets dragged behind them into the pods.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna get to work on these ones and check the 2. Check to see, make sure they're actually filled.
Oh yeah.
And I'll explain the plan to Hobbs to keep him quiet.
He's like, what, are you saying there's no pods for us?
Not yet. Still got a few more to check.
What, with those fucking things over there?
You have another plan?
He's like, bro, I don't have anything to fight with. If they see us, we're fucking dead.
Punch him. What do you want me to tell you? You came down here with the weapons. That's on you.
I never had any fucking weapons, man. What do you have? You got a rifle under that fucking skirt?
I got a gun.
Oh, great. One gun. Fucking hell.
What exactly was your plan coming down here?
To get in a pod and get the fuck off this station, man.
You're welcome to get in one.
He looks, and he's just like, he doesn't know what to say or do. He's like, oh fuck, man, I'm gonna fucking die here. This can't be. Shit. I'm gonna have his stress go up by 1 at the realization that it's not great. It's not great. He has not made peace with his god yet.
What else Sajaad can talk to him about the new gods?
So, you get this armed, okay, and you, with Hobbs' distraction, your timing is probably going to be off by about a minute or 2, assuming you went right there right now and started somehow sabotaging them. So, do you know what you want to do next, or do you want to have some time to think?
I do. I have an idea.
Okay. All right.
It may not be a good idea, so we can wait if you need to.
No, tell me what it is.
All right. So it involves the liquor. We're going to Molotov cocktail the liquor as a basically whip it down one of these hallways to see if the deacons will follow it, so that we can get down this last section.
Okay. Oh, that's because you've got that super expensive bottle of wine you found. Oh my god,
right.
that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Amazing.
It's even better because you're with the chef, so he recognizes it the second you pull it out. And he's like, Holmes, where did you get that? You've been holding out?
I just found it on the Chiron. Yeah.
And then he sees you pull out the rag and the lighter, and he's like, oh, can I at least get a sip before you throw it?
Sure, you're gonna need it.
He takes a sip, a little bit longer than you'd probably hope or want, but there's enough to still do what you're gonna do. And he's like, oh, man, Holmes, that's fucking good. You should try some, This could be the last hurrah, right?
I don't think it'll have much effect on me.
Well, okay, suit yourself. Okay. Are you waiting for them to come out before you throw this?
Can I actually see which side they're on? Or I just see that they went down the hall?
You did not see which one they went into. And you'd probably have to be in a place where you'd probably be exposing yourself. You want to see which ones they come out of.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of cover on these catwalks because it's just railings. It's not like a solid, wall. So, yeah, are you going to throw it now? Or are you going to wait until you see them and throw it? Or, what's the timing here, I guess?
My thought is when I start to hear them coming, maybe not when I see them. I don't know if they're making a lot of noise.
They're audible. They don't realize you're there, so they're not trying to be quiet.
But my thought is to basically throw it down this hallway at a distance where they'll see the fire starting, or hear it, and then kind of hide over here so that I can run this way.
Okay. Are you having Hobbs do anything while you do this?
Stay close.
Okay. All right. So you're set up over here, out of sight, and eventually you hear them. Do you wait until they're scrounging in the bodies, or do you throw it before they get to the bodies, or after they start dragging them away?
I think before they start grabbing the bodies.
Okay. Give me a ranged combat. And, yeah. Can Dr. Lark 100% the evac level?
Hold on, I gotta roll my stress. It wouldn't let me do it there.
Okay. No successes on the 4 dice. The stress, panic, 2 of them. Oh boy, and no successes. Please roll your panic. D6 plus 4. 6 plus 4 is 10. I believe that is Scream.
I rolled.
You got a 4.
4 plus 4, 8.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just thought you rolled a D. I didn't realize you did D6 plus 4. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm. Never mind. I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
My brain stopped working there for a minute. He rolled a 4, folks. 4 plus 4 is 8, which is good because a 10 was freeze, not as bad as a scream. Okay, 8 is tremble. You start to tremble uncontrollably, and all your agility tests are at -2 until your panic stops, which is probably going to be at least the rest of this encounter. Unfortunately, you don't have any successes. So, you throw the bottle, but you overshoot it, and it goes over the railing and spiraling down towards the bottom of this deck. Which, again, remember, I think we determined these were like 250 feet tall. It's a long way down. I will, however, I'll make an observation test to see if they hear it or not. But it's going to be tricky because it's so far and there's a lot of noise in here. Okay. They do indeed hear it, perhaps with their alien senses. And you can hear them clearly investigating, scuttling about somewhere.
Okay.
You lucky bastard.
I'm going to attempt to sneak this way.
Okay.
See if I'm...
I will need another mobility test to sneak past them, unfortunately.
That's -2 now, you said, because of the tremble?
Yes. However, I'll give you a bonus. I'll give you a bonus one. You don't need it.
See, Jesus.
Because of Hobbs. He's being quiet now. I doubt they're going to roll 3 successes, but let's see.
3 successes on 4 regular dice, Eric.
Yeah.
Chill.
Well done. Okay. So you start sneaking past. From where you are, you can see that they... one of them is over here on the catwalk. The other one has actually climbed over the railing and is climbing down this central part. Straight down the shaft.
So when I'm walking down this way, do I see, like, blood streaks on the floor, like they were dragging people?
Oh, yes. Yes, you do.
Does any side look clean still?
No.
Does any side look more fresh?
Yes.
Okay. I am going to rig these ones to also launch.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go to the side that looks more fresh and see if I can find the guy with the incinerator.
Okay. You set the last group. By the time this is all done, the other ones are going to probably launch in about a minute or 2. So you're just a little behind schedule here. You do find the incinerator. It's in one of the pods where they stuffed the body.
Okay. If I'm inside the pod, can I override the direction?
Yes. Or we can assume that you can just set one of them not to go towards the black hole.
Alright, I am going to set that one to not go to the black hole, get
Okay.
in the pod, and start using the incinerator to burn all of the organics.
Okay. So Hobbs is in here with you. Okay, you guys are in here. Okay, and he's like, "What the fuck is all this shit, man?" And then you grab the incinerator and you start burning it. He's like, "Holmes, you crazy? You're gonna fucking fry out the pod!"
Trying to take this stuff to other planets. They have these set to go all over the galaxy. We need, if you want to get in this pod and leave here, we need to burn it all.
Okay. So you do as best you can, but when you get done doing this, it takes maybe a minute or two. You burn out all this hive growth. The nodules start bursting and like kind of sizzling and popping and squealing, kind of like the alien pods in District 9 when they light the building on fire at the beginning. You can hear them like kind of almost squealing, and the stench is awful. Eventually, the smoke dies down, but when you take a look, it is clear that part of the pod has been damaged.
Okay. So no longer faith-worthy.
If you take some time to look at it, you can figure out exactly what it is. But right now, I mean, you can see like sparks from some of the control panels. Metal's been melted, slagged together.
Does it look safe as far as an alien infection standpoint?
Oh yeah, you're pretty sure that's been purged. You have purged the Xenos.
Alright, I guess I'll do a Comtech roll to see if I can figure out, like, if anything's, like, damaged beyond repair.
You don't have to make a roll, you just gotta spend time.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a few minutes.
Yeah. Okay. So, I need to make a roll here real quick. Okay. As you're searching, you hear the door to this section open up. Both of you hear it, you and Hobbs. And he looks at you and he's like, "Oh shit."
Can I shut the airlock?
Yeah, you basically shut the door on the pod itself.
Yeah.
We'll assume you guys are in it. Okay. So, you shut it, all right, and you kind of go back to looking around, and you realize that the pod still seems to be functioning, still seems to be space-worthy, but the oxygen has been damaged. You realize that if you launch this, if anyone in here doesn't have a suit, they're gonna suffocate and die.
Okay. How long is my suit good for? Did we determine that?
How much air does it have?
Mine still has 5 air.
I mean, it should last for a little while, You haven't been using it, right? So...
No, because I don't need the air, correct?
No. Are you currently wearing the suit or just carrying it?
I think wearing it.
Okay. Oh, that's right, because you were rolling armor during the fight, so yeah.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to tell Hobbs, like, here, you need to wear this suit. I'm disconnecting the pod.
He looks a little nervous about that, and then you can hear something scratching at the door.
You get less nervous real quick.
He does. Well, more nervous, but he starts acting faster. So, meanwhile, we will return back up to Ops, where the showdown, or at least a discussion, is probably about to happen. So, we return back up here, and Sajaad and Hedenstrom, you guys have made your way up the ladder. Sajaad hobbling behind on her crutches. You guys, at this point, you can see there's a glow in the room. Someone's obviously working on the terminals. When you guys stumble in, you can see that Drabakowski is... well, I guess, Crash, who would be inputting... Who would be working the terminal? Would be you or her?
I assume her.
Because you both have the codes. I mean, as a matter of fact, it was your test that got them from Stykes.
Yeah.
But even if you gave her the codes, obviously you've memorized them because you're an android, so you both have them.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say her, or it could be either. Honestly, why don't we just roll?
Okay, I'm okay with that. Roll d6.
Low for her.
Sure.
Yeah, roll low for her, high for me.
Sure, go ahead.
All right, definitely me.
Okay, so we're going to assume, just as you guys got up here, she starts going to type in the codes, and you can see her hands are shaking. And eventually she grabs her hand and she's like, "Robot, can you take care of codes, please?" And you see she starts rubbing her hands, and you can tell she's nervous. She's worried.
Yeah. Yeah. Crash would nod and say, "Allow me," and
all right.
He would sit down and start inputting.
So literally, 2 seconds after you sit down, you start typing the first key to get to the command prompt that you got to type in the codes. Hedenstrom and Sajaad, you walk in and you see them. Crash is just sitting down at the control terminal. You see Drabakowski standing right next to him, looking over his shoulder. She's rubbing her hand like this, and she looks up, and all of you make eye contact with each other.
Oh.
Hello.
Comrades.
What happened with the prisoners? Are they all okay, or?
Oh, remember, she filled you guys in on that. She did. Okay. She told you Lugar got killed, and that the prisoners had mutated, and that's what killed her. And then she said that the plan to cut the ship up is no go.
Okay. All right. Oh, if we knew you were going to Ops, we could have saved ourselves a trip.
What is it you need up here?
Trying to find Stykes.
At least so he doesn't ambush us on the way down.
She looks to you, Crash, and she says, "What happened to Stykes?"
Well, we had told them that he had stabbed Webb, and...
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You're correct.
We all traded information. We were all truthful.
I'm trying to remember who kept what was revealed and what wasn't. Yeah. Right. The secret plan, real plan.
Right.
I said the loud part quiet and the quiet part loud. She says, "Oh, well, that will be simple." And you see, she goes over to another terminal. Where you guys can keep track of the trackers on everybody. And
do we know his ID tag number, or can we do a name search?
Well, you guys can, when you look at the screen, it narrows it down by inmates, crew, and then it has their name, their last name. So I think his first name is Douglas, so it'll say D. Stykes. So yeah, I assume you go over to the terminal as well?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Sajaad? What are you doing?
I'm hanging out with Professor.
Okay.
We've tacked on a third professor.
Wow.
Oh
You've been
man, you're
promoted.
so official.
I am just like the smartest.
All right, so Drabikowski,
Well, I mean, you have learned a lot.
she steps aside for you and is like, "Be my guest," and she lets you work at the terminal. And you very quickly, you don't. There's no roll for this. You guys have done it before. You see Stykes, and you see that he is on deck C in the hydroponics bay.
Amazing hydroponics.
Which, if you don't recall, that is where Hedenstrom found the black B-shaped hive cocoons that the abominations were cocooning themselves into, and you now realize are mutating into perfected. It's also got a killer view of the black hole.
Oh yeah, super.
It doesn't. We can't see vitals, can we? Mobs or anything? I think I've asked that before.
I think we asked and we could not.
That's right.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure that's what we ruled before, so we'll stick with that.
Okay,
Is
he's
he
in
moving? I mean,
hydroponics.
that's probably a suicide trip. Being handcuffed or tied. Judging from how you guys described that room.
Well, that's where those beehives and the monsters were. So,
Crash, at this point, while this is all going on, you can make your Comtech roll.
yeah, I
And
probably won't be able to ambush us if we leave.
you can have a +1 bonus because, I mean, I guess you don't really need to make a test, but I feel like you kind of should. But you already have the codes, so
Okay, so
I guess make a test. If you fail, then it's just going to take you longer. You know, it's like type in your credit card code followed by your social security number followed by your license number. You know, it's just like 86 digits.
So,
oh shit! Which one of these is a bicycle? And I'm like a robot, so I can't pass it.
Hedenstrom will go and be like this one, this one, this one, and this one. You're good, bud.
Okay.
What are you guys doing here?
Wow.
Okay, so it's gonna take
Apparently
you.
nothing.
It's gonna take you some time. Yeah, he's just like, dude.
He literally can't pass the.
I am operating the station, human.
While this is going on, I'm gonna walk back to the entrance of the ops room and just watch the door. I'm gonna make sure none of those things get in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Drabikowski says, trying to coordinate the escape with UPP vessel.
Okay. They're just gonna pick up the life pods, right?
That is plan.
Okay.
And then you see she gets on a terminal and starts trying to raise the vessel.
Awkward.
Okay. What is Crash doing?
You're not sure. It's something you haven't seen anyone. It screens you don't recognize.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really know like how you would determine. I guess a skill test here would be required to know what he's doing. So I'll let you do either Comtech. I think Comtech makes the most sense.
Okay.
Because observation's more to spot hidden details. It's not. You're not trying to do that. So okay. You realize that he is inputting override codes for primary control of all station systems.
Hey, Crash. What are you doing with the primary controls of the station systems?
And you hear at this point, Drabikowski is, she's on her comms and she's like, whatever the fuck the name of that ship is, Draka, or whatever. UPP vessel, come in. And she's talking to them.
Crash?
Oh, Crash would say, I'm currently overriding the systems to regain control of all movement on the station.
Isn't it automated?
Assuming direct control.
His eyes go yellow.
Sajaad, you're over by the door, right? You said you're guarding the door?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I would be over next to Crash since I'm looking at his screen.
Yeah, you're like leaning over him, you know.
Sajaad like over here. So, wait, that doesn't make sense. Didn't we determine that the organic materials is beginning to take that over? What do you mean you're overriding it?
I thought it was automated.
Well, that too.
Right.
The systems are automated.
Okay.
We're correcting the ship to make sure that this virus does not escape.
Are you trying to push it into the black hole?
At this point, Drabikowski is over on this side of the room, and you can see she's still talking.
I'm worried about what's going on with Drabikowski.
You can, I mean, she's. You guys can't really hear her. She's obviously keeping her voice down. I will say that.
Okay.
If you'd like to make an observation test, see if you can hear what she's saying, if you care, you may.
Yeah.
But it's obvious that she's keeping her voice down.
Do it too. Ease dropping. Dropping ease.
You can hear her say, UPP vessel. Data is incoming. Nuke station. I repeat,
Jeez.
destroy Erebus station once
I shoot her.
EVs lock. Okay? Okay. You can make your shot, and then we're going into initiative. Scaarr is going to be -1. She's intentionally standing here to take a little bit of cover, and you can tell that she's on edge and she was expecting something like this, but you will still get the shot off before she can do anything.
Okay.
She's like kind of doing one of these up in the corner and then just, tries to like get behind it.
Is
like-
it a -1?
Yeah. It's like in Hitman where you do that thing where you can like pretend you're doing something else to walk past the guards, you know?
Hide among the people.
Yeah, you get like on your walkie-talkie and like, oh, let's talk on this guy over here.
1 success.
Okay. Do you want to push?
Yes.
Attaboy.
Here we go.
Oh no! 6 successes!
Yeah, that's all damage.
Oh my god!
Piercing pistol.
Oh my
And I'm gonna.
goodness. Wow. Okay.
Chris, I wouldn't be able to use my skill, would I, or my talent?
What's your
She's not
talent?
within short range.
She's
If
within
she's
short range, yeah.
range, I can dive in and take the hit.
What? Do you have bodyguard? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Oh my god! Incredible.
Oh,
Yeah.
epic.
Read it off to us. What does it say? Also, we need
If
more.
someone
exciting
within
music
short
for it.
range of you is hit by an attack, you can dive in to take the hit. Roll for mobility. If it doesn't count as an action in combat. If you roll 1 or more successes, you take the hit instead. And I can push the roll.
Ooh.
Well, you can't because you're an android. But it's saying that it's saying it is a role that you are allowed to
Gotcha.
push. Okay, let's get some like combat music here as you dive in slow motion. You can hear it with your android hearing. You hear the gun get pulled out of the holster. You hear like the hammer get cocked or whatever it is. It like charge up, right? You got the shock pistol, right? Isn't that what you have?
I don't know if this was the right move, but I could hear the bloodlust in Chris's voice for this, so I had to start it sooner or later.
Oh man! All right, let's. Okay. Roll the mobility test, please. Oh, with 2 dice! He passes! Oh my god, incredible!
Wow.
Crash. You throw yourself over the holo table, right in front of her midair. Boom, boom, boom. You take 6 points of armor-piercing damage. Do you have any armor?
I have 4.
Okay, so when you click your armor, right-click it, and then hit armor-piercing, so it'll do 2. It'll have it. Whoa, that dice landed on a corner. That was weird. That is 0 successes. You take 6 points of damage. Holy fuck.
I'm already damaged, so that's over.
Ooh. Okay.
I wanted the NPC to die, not you.
So you're at 0 health. But you're an android.
Yes.
So roll your critical. And if it doesn't drop you, you're still functioning. Be sure you roll the crit on your character sheet.
Okay. Yes.
Head dislocation.
Oh no.
The android's artificial neck is severely fractured and its head placed in an unnatural position. All fast actions become slow actions. So it's like the bullets travel up until one hits you in the throat and your head pops back and you hit the wall. Android blood spraying all over Drabikowski in the corner. But you are still functioning. You are still alive. And this is time for initiative.
I mean, he's free and just shout at Hedenstrom, "Stop her!
Yes, you can do that.
Shoot her!"
I don't have a gun.
Also, if everybody gets their thing on there before Scaarr does, we start initiative without him.
Hey, I was trying to fix my sock.
Oh, sorry, bro. Everybody, yeah, it's too late.
Damn, I rolled too good.
Oh, fishing Drabikowski with the 3. She is first to react. She sees you get blasted, but she has no time to react. And she is going... Who's she going to attack? Do you have a gun visible, Hedenstrom?
I don't have a gun.
Okay. Do you have any weapons on you that you would be able to see?
Probably not be able to see because they would be like, I'd be sitting down next to Crash. So
Okay.
they'd be like under the, or whatever the table, the hollow table.
Man. Because all she has is a stun baton, and I don't know if she's suicidal enough to try to charge the guy with the gun.
Oh, she's gonna charge the nerd scientist. Makes sense. We're in this together, comrade.
She doesn't know that Hedenstrom's working with me. Come on.
I guess that is fair. No, that is a fair point.
Hold on, you did just shout, "Stop her!"
That's true too. That's
true.
okay. I'll tell you what. I'll roll a d6 to see who she attacked. Let me see. She's like, who?
Oh wait,
Battle is not
Chris,
my
where
strong
did
point.
where did I land?
You are basically right here at the corner.
Okay.
You're still standing, but you like bump up against the wall, like freaking out.
I'm like looking behind me and looking at Drabikowski.
Yeah, you see the horror in her eyes, and there's the look of gratitude, and she. Well, let's roll. Okay, high, Sajaad, low, Hedenstrom.
No.
She goes for Sajaad.
Alien.
All right. Well, she uses her fast action to get into combat, and then she uses her slow action to make a melee attack. Would you like to defend yourself?
No.
No?
What's this nerd gonna do?
Okay.
She is a
You
UPD.
can, you can do like mobility, right? And close combat to dodge or something to that effect, or
No, it's mobility to break out of combat and not take an attack of opportunity.
okay.
Otherwise, it's...
yeah, I'm armored up, dude. I'm full health. Let's go.
This is where he gets
got a
stunned
story
and loses
point.
his turn. Okay. She's rolling a lot of stress here. I'll make her rolls open here because you're not going to defend yourself. So Oh, she panics.
Oh.
You knock the gun or the thing out of her hand. Her stress goes up by 1, and the baton is down. Crash. It is your turn.
Okay. So all my fast actions are now slow actions, and I only have basically I can just shoot or move.
Yes, basically you drop down to 1 action a turn. Basically, is what it
Okay.
what it comes down to.
I will take aim at my attacker.
Okay.
I mean, I wasn't attacking you.
You're the one with the gun.
I can't believe you dropped the android like that. That is insane.
Amazing.
Okay, that is a hit for 1 damage.
Is there any negative to shooting into combat, like engaged? Or is that only if you mess up?
There actually aren't rules for it. What I normally house rule is if you panic, then you hit someone else.
Okay.
But yeah, there actually aren't rules for shooting into a combat, only if you are engaged yourself and try to shoot.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, roll your armor.
Alrighty.
That's a pass.
Oh fuck.
All
Is
right.
it armor piercing? I'm sorry.
I don't know. That's
The electrostatic pistol, I don't believe is. I think it was the one that the Rex one that you have is armor piercing, but the one that he has.
Oh no, it is. It's stun and armor
it is
piercing.
armor piercing.
Yeah.
Muriel.
Really good.
Oh, but he still gets 2. Incredible. Nice roll. Sajaad, you are up.
Android's hurting. Let's immediate threats in front of me, and she can still talk, so that's a problem too. So
Now you are factoring in your -2, or that's only for mobility with your injury, right? It's not agility.
Right.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna stun baton her to death, or try to. There's no more. There's no more Mrs. Nice Scowl.
All right. Question. It will take a fast action to draw your other weapon.
Okay.
So you could do that for a fast action, then hit her with slow action.
Yeah, but that
Shoot her
would
again.
negate my heart. That would negate my hard hitter. So shooting in engaged. Was there a penalty with a pistol? I don't think so. Right?
It is. It's -3 if you shoot while you're engaged.
Okay, so we're still gonna do melee then. Use my other hand to draw the stun baton and whack her.
Okay.
Give her a little bop.
Well, a love tap. Do you wish to push?
This is kind of do or die. Quick question, because I was trying to look it up and I forgot. Can you use a story point to correct a failed stress dice?
No, it's just to get an extra
success.
Yeah, it's just get an extra success. They're not really that powerful.
Throw an extra success on this. Never hurts, right?
Yeah, no, that's what I was like, should I save it for the push or not? So I won't push, but I will use one of my 2 story points to get an extra success.
Okay. All right.
Real quick.
Yes.
How many times can I use bodyguard?
There's no limit. You just have to make the
Can
test.
I use bodyguard again?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I am going to
tank the damage. She has no weapons. Like, she's fucked.
Even if he's out of actions, he can keep doing that in the same round?
It said it doesn't count as an action, right?
Oh.
It doesn't count as an action.
It does.
So
No, it doesn't.
how does extra damage work when you're at 0 HP?
Well, if he takes any damage, he'll take another critical. Yeah.
Okay.
So at this point, you're fishing for the system shutdown. So that is going to be 3 damage. Make your armor roll.
Oh yeah. I was hoping.
This is a good ability for a synth. Very,
Yeah.
very good.
Okay, you take 3 damage.
Nothing.
Make another critical roll. Ruptured fluid pump. The android loses its next slow action. You're basically stunned for a turn. More fucking stuff
is
springing.
Oh.
Doesn't he? Don't you get stunned too? You have a stamina roll, right?
Yeah.
Does it affect androids?
Oh.
I don't know.
Let's see.
Is he still an android?
Yes.
Okay.
What defines life?
Right. He's choosing.
I mean, we made it happen for the aliens, so yeah, we'll make it count. It does say anyone hit by the stun baton, so you must make a stamina roll, Crash.
Stamina.
Okay. Well, either way, you're missing next turn. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ow.
Hedenstrom.
He'll run up and try to bash Dr. Grabakowski with his stun baton, I guess.
Oh man.
Keeping it together with one success.
Okay. Well, she doesn't have any actions left to defend herself, so she will just roll her armor.
Well, before she does that,
There's got to be a limit to the number of times you can do it in a round.
I won't do it.
That seems a little. He's
yeah,
just Spider-Manning his way
You'll-
between
well,
attacks.
you'll kill him faster that way.
I guess.
Oh my god, it's hilarious. Okay.
That's if I.
Yeah, he does have to make the
pass
test
it.
on 2 dice. So.
Fair.
And
Fair.
I mean that couldn't happen 3 times in a row.
Nope.
That's fair.
It certainly could. You are correct. Okay. Here we go.
I really wanted that to work. Though.
You're like, just.
There's no way it could.
Alright, she passed.
Damn.
Next round. What the fuck is she gonna do? I think she would probably just try to melee you, like grapple. Yeah. Just checking what her talent is. What are her dice here? I think she is going to try to break out of combat and get to the control panel and finish typing in the code.
Okay.
So I'm going to make her take a mobility test to try to do her dodge.
Ooh.
She passed, but she panicked, and she seeks cover. And that means the 2 of you get attacks of opportunity on her.
Wait, what?
And her stress goes down by 1. Well, that's good. Okay. So Hedenstrom pushes and panics. You get 1 success, but you are now trembling, so you're at -2 agility. But you do hit her for 1. So I'll make her armor roll. Which she passed.
God damn.
And then Sergeant, you have 1 success. Are you gonna push?
Yes.
Get another 3 extra damage.
God damn it.
0.
What?
And you panic, so you have 1 success as well total. Oh, this time she's not too lucky. She takes a point of damage, which means she needs to take a stamina test. Which is... There we go.
Oof. Takes cover again.
Well, she wouldn't roll stress. She shouldn't roll stress with that, because
okay.
that's just like a defensive thing. But Well, I guess you
She's
would have
stunned.
stress. But either way, she's stunned as she tries to retreat.
Now, was she the person who took a bunch of radiation health damage?
She's taken some, but Sajaad's
Okay.
taken a bunch as well.
You
Yeah.
said she looked bad, if I recall correct.
Yeah, that was like at the beginning of the scenario. She's had time to rest.
Oh, that's fair.
Okay.
So she... Oh, she has to use her next action to move away. Okay.
I'm like here saying I'm rooting for the good guys while also splitting hairs to kill
Right.
everything.
Okay, so
Like-
she gets like halfway to the terminal, but she doesn't quite get there, and then you guys hit her with the stun baton, and then she's gonna panic next round. So Crash, your turn. You are stunned this round. So Sajaad, your turn.
Okay. So
Pew pew, right?
can I pivot around Crash to get back into engage with Drabikowski? Like stay in combat with him? I'm thinking of like
You'll need to
I'm
do a
thinking
mobility
engage with
test
Sigmar.
because of your critical wound.
Okay.
Also, if you can't move with a weapon in each hand, it's impossible because you have to have the crutches. So
Fair enough. And can I shoot her with no penalty since I'm not engaged with her?
yes,
I'll go ahead and do that.
okay. All right.
Get the extra damage on.
Is that armor piercing?
Gonna
I
throw a
believe
story
so.
point
Let
on
me
there.
double check. I have one left, and I'm scared our synth will just jump in the way again. Yes, they're armor piercing.
He can try. It is a new round.
Okay. Here we go.
Me and my big
Crash.
mouth.
3 of 4.
Okay, you take 2 damage. Do you have any armor?
You need to get a lottery ticket tonight.
Armory. Yeah, it's armor piercing.
1 damage.
Okay. Well, you take another critical.
Still. Yep. Up.
You've already got that one, so it moves
So
up
another
to
one?
number 5. I don't have my chart here. Hold on.
This
Is it
fucking
somewhere
end.
I can
No,
find
6 is server shut down. 5 is something else. Let's see. 5 is severe chassis breach. Internal organs spill out, and the android is completely immobilized.
You are terrifying looking right
So you get in front of her and take the shots, but now you cannot move from where you are. It's like you're just there's so much damage to you.
shit.
Hedenstrom.
I guess I'll go up and try to bash Drabikowski again.
Okay.
She's stunned. Is there any benefit to that for me, or does that just mean she can't take actions?
She can't take actions.
Okay.
Okay.
2 hits.
You gonna push?
Yeah, we need this to kill her.
Oh!
All right.
Wow! 5
successes.
damage.
It'll be 4 damage because I would like to trade initiatives with her.
Okay. Well, I don't think it's gonna matter because she didn't roll any successes on her armor. So she
Good.
takes 5 damage. She
Only
does,
4.
That's 4. She does not have 4 health remaining, I'll tell you that much.
Good.
Alright. The critical, as you run up behind her as she's trying to dive towards the control panel. Punctured lung. Fatal injury, 44. She is down, broken. She's at -2 mobility and stamina. So you get up behind her, and as she's running, you crack her in the side, and you just it gets stuck in her armor, and you can see the thing just shocking her. You see blood splurting out of her mouth and out of the corner of her eyes, and then your stun baton shorts out for a second, and she collapses. She tries to grab the back of the chair, and she collapses to the ground as she hits the terminal, and she ends up on her back, looking up at you, breathing heavily. I think that's a good place to take our break.
Ooh, real good.
We'll be right back, folks. Get some Dr. Pepper,
Boy.
and we'll see what happens next.
Yeesh, boys.
I was terrified of you, Crash.
Oh, dog, you will not die. We've done like 30 damage to you.
I know. I should be so fucking dead.
Yeah, like
That's awesome.
Synths
Oh
are
man,
terrifying.
I was so puckered for that. That was
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, great.
What would we do, Sean, if we both died right now? Like,
I think
do we have NPCs right now? Somebody go to web?
Oh. Or Stykes just like running around trying to find something to chirp to cut his wrists on so he can escape. Yeah, probably not a great time if we both die. One of us gets to take over to Mikowski. Yeah.
This is so intense that I would just sit here and listen happily.
Watch, yeah. A great time. Right, I will BRB.
Yeah.
All right. We'll get some real
Let's
creepy
fucking get
music
to
going
it.
here.
Has to end here.
Oh,
I know now why you cry, but it's something I can never do.
Welcome back.
You need to meet my friend Joey. Oh, sorry.
Oh my god.
he was waiting. he was looking right at the camera, waiting. And everyone stops. Stops. He just fucking belt right in. Amazing.
Is the water deep out here? Is it dark or is it clear like the Bahamas?
Clear water.
Oh my god, folks. Go listen to episode 9 of Drowned Dragon so you can see just all the effort I put into this. And they tear it apart and just...
What do you mean they? Don't they this?
I love it. It's good shit. That's why we're here. Anyway, listeners, we're back. All right. Serious faces, creepy music. All right. It's very, very serious here as we get to the finale. So, Drabikowski hits the ground after getting smashed in the side by your stun baton. You hit her so hard and for so long, the stun baton shorts out as it just drains all of its energy into electrocuting her, puncturing her lung from the inside due to the shock. She crashes against the terminal and hits the floor. You're standing over her, Hedenstrom, and Crash is right next to you, splurting out android fluid. His head is backward, so his head is actually facing you, so Crash, you see Drabikowski go down. She's not dead, but you can see she looks seriously injured. And Sajaad, you've just been pumping the android full of shot after shot with your weapons. Hedenstrom, it looks like Drabikowski is trying to say something.
I would like to reach down and remove whatever like earpiece she has and that she's been talking to them with.
Okay. Before you rip that out, well, she's actually got her suit on, so you have to break open her helmet. Because she was wearing her suit the whole time. I've been making air rolls for her behind the scenes. So, give me a strength test, or close combat, I guess, if you want, to break that. Okay. So, do you have any other items on you?
I have the knife.
All right. I mean, you could just use the baton. It's still a blunt object.
Right, yeah.
Okay. So you see, she is, how many successes do you have? You panic, but you drop the item. Okay. So, You see her. Well, she's not got her hand up to her ear, but you can see she's talking. You can't quite hear her because she's obviously kind of mumbled. But you start smashing her helmet with the butt of the stun baton. Crack, crack, and finally it shatters, and you end up smashing her in the face as you do, which just, you see like a tooth fall out, blood, and then you rip the thing out. Before you get to that point, Dr. Lark, you hear over the comms, Dr. Lark, you must escape. Hedenstrom and Sajaad. And that's the last thing you hear. And then you just hear static. Crash, you could still technically do something if you wish. We'll keep the same order here. Hedenstrom, we'll assume you switched with her. You spend this turn bashing her helmet open.
If we were still in combat, I would have gone and bashed Crash, because that was why I switched initiatives, was so I could go hit him one more time before he goes.
Okay, then. Then she will probably have time to say a little bit more.
Yeah.
In that case, feel free to hit the punching dummy.
Okay. I assume my roll is basically it's the same roll basically that I would have done just there. So 2 successes.
Okay. Yeah, we can do. That's fine. Let me give her the old out of combat here. She's not dead, but she just gets a minor blah, not a big blah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so two successes. Roll your armor, android, please. 1 more point of damage, 1 more critical.
And a stun.
Yeah, if that even matters. Let's see.
I already have that.
Okay, that's a 1, so it goes up to 2, which I believe is a fried arm servo. You're still alive, technically.
Damn.
Destroyed leg servo. Okay. So, like, he's just standing there, right? So you're like, okay, I'll, like, trip him and get him on the ground. And you smash one of his legs, and you see the leg just sparks, and, like, it buckles, and he's, like, down on one knee. The other leg still works, but he is still technically in the fight. So go ahead and make your stamina test, because you did get shocked.
It's impossible to kill this creature.
Just buying time for Dravakowski's final speech. Okay, you are stunned. That's going to give them at least each 1 more turn. If you guys want to deal with the android. I don't think you need to roll at this point because he is head dislocated, chassis breach, ruptured he has every critical except a destroyed arm and shut down.
Except
It depends if I can hear what Jabowski is saying. Jabowski. Javakowski. I can't say her name for the life of me. Javakowski.
Dra-be-kowski.
No, I would have put that as 2 syllables, but okay.
Dra-be-kowski. Okay. So, Dr. Lark, you hear over the comms, and while she's saying this, you can hear the sounds of, like, gunfire and obviously a fight going on. You can hear Drabakowski comes in over the comms. She says, Dr. Lark, you must escape, comrade. Get off station. Hedenstrom and Sajaad, they've turned. Mission failed. We'll say at that point, you then hear the punch and the static as he rips the comms off of her. What do you guys do?
We disable the escape pods.
I'm gonna go.
Disable them.
I'm gonna go over to the place that Drabakowski was typing into the terminal and see if I can stop the upload of Ironfish data.
She was not uploading the Ironfish data. She was trying to put in the override codes that Crash did not finish.
No, the other.
Don't you get it? She's telling the synth to get out of here. He's got the data. We've got to stop the pods.
I don't know if he has the data, but I was gonna check because wasn't she typing into another one? Another
No,
terminal?
She was just talking the whole time.
Yeah, she then ran back to the terminal that Crash was at when she tried to break out of combat.
I thought she was like working on a terminal. Then yeah, I'll try to stop the escape pods.
So I can't do anything. Or am I dead?
Well, they will have one more turn to wail on you and probably put you down at this point. So, because you're stunned for a round, right? So,
still, yeah, okay.
I guess Sajaad and Hedenstrom, how do you guys finish off the android?
If he's immobile, can we just throw him into the fucking rec room and close the door?
I mean, he's stunned for a turn, so yeah, you could probably do that in a turn. Yeah. I think just drag him in there, throw him in there.
If he can't fucking move.
Yeah, I'm like, I recognize he can't move. I've also emptied I feel like a clip into him, and he's still alive. Right. So let's just put him to the side.
Yeah, fucking not our problem anymore. Like
lock him in, put him in a locker and close the door.
I don't know what else to do to this thing. I don't have a fucking dismantler with me. I don't have an incinerator to melt down a product.
Going in timeout, robot.
Yeah, okay, this is fucking stupid.
Oh, fuck, that's fucking amazing. Yes.
So, Crash, really, all you can do... I mean, when this thing says you're immobile, the critical that says you're immobilized, I've always run that, and I've always seen people run it as you can't, walk around. Like a status effect, you're immobile. Technically, you still have both arms working, but you're stuck. You can't really do anything. Maybe you start dragging yourself towards the door, but if they lock it, there's probably not much you can do.
Locked it for sure.
So yeah, we see the door close as Crash is dragging himself on the floor towards the door, and then trying to bang on it. But yeah, you can see Drabakowski's head is facing your way as the door closes, and the two of you make eye contact one last time. Let's go back to Dr. Lark. What do you do after you get that message?
How much time is left on my timer?
I would say by the time this is all done, the main pods are probably ready to launch or about to launch. The ones that you're in still have probably a minute or two before the timer goes off. So you see the countdown on your watch that you set, and then up in ops, as this is going on, as you guys finally get Drabakowski and Crash under control, you see warnings flashing as you see almost all of the escape pods from the lower deck launch.
Oh shit.
And to your horror, your disappointment, you see all of them are aimed on a trajectory to the black hole. There is still one section that has not been launched, it's broken into two sections, which each have three pods.
Okay.
You hear Drabakowski coughing from the floor. You're too late.
Oh, you're still here. Okay.
Oh. Sajaad will go to Drabakowski and lift her up from the back of her suit, her head, back of her helmet, and just start kind of caressing her hair back and just say, "Shh, it's gonna be okay."
She spits
All
blood
gonna
in
get
your
out of here.
face. And they call me traitor.
I was always meant to do this.
So seeing that there are still 3 escape pods not launched, can I, like, lock one of them or all of them in place so that we can go down and try to escape ourselves?
Let me see. Where are the override code things? Because that explains it. I gotta find it here. Yes, but it is going to require a Comtech roll, I believe. Let me make sure I'm not skipping over anything here.
Okay.
No. I forget which level the override codes are on to actually read the entry. Let me see if I can find them really quick. I think it's deck
Sure.
D. You can actually find them too in the scenario, but... There's an override code to fucking dispense cat food throughout the station.
So dumb.
Oh, that's great. Okay. That's to eject them.
I'm fine with cat food.
Alright. It doesn't say specifically about locking them down. It says about launching them. So I will say, for the sake of you guys won the fight here, you can make a Comtech roll, but it's going to be formidable. It's going to be -3.
Can I assist?
Yeah.
What's your Comtech?
I just give you a +1, I think, don't I?
So then just -2.
Correct.
Gucci. We'll give it a... Has my panic ended? Now that we're out of the fight?
What panic did you have?
Drop item.
Yeah, that ends automatically.
Okay, cool.
Have you used your item yet this act?
I don't think so. So can I just quickly rub the back of my skull, fingering the barcode tattoo at the back of my neck?
You gotta spend a turn doing that, so no.
Then we'll just go balls to the wall. tremble, but 2 successes.
Oh, you pull it off. All right. So you're trying to lock down the remaining ones? Is that what you said you're doing?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Dr. Lark. The other 3 sections launch, and then you see the light go from green to red, and you can see that an override has been put in, and it has locked down the remaining 2 sections of EEVs. Holmes
I'm gonna open up comms.
starts to panic a
Dr.
little
Lark.
bit. Yeah, you can do that.
Doctor, can you hear me?
Yes, come in.
Jabakowski is indisposed.
That is
We
unfortunate.
heard her talking to the UPP ship to nuke the station that we're still on.
Why
we
are you
didn't
still on the
have.
station?
We were trying to get up the ops to find Stykes. This all happened too fast.
Well, all the escape pods just ran out.
The escape pods have been compromised.
In what way?
They've been infected.
Makes sense. The
There,
whole
there
ship
are
is
no
getting infected.
there are no escape pods left.
Okay, so then we have to make our way to the shuttle and try to escape that way.
Yes. Let's
Great.
rendezvous on deck. What shuttle? What's
Where's
Second
the
is the
shuttle?
The UPP shuttle?
Yeah.
It was on the level with the concourse, Deck G. It's in Terminal 2.
Okay.
rendezvous at
We're
deck
missing
G?
an important factor, though. The UPP ship's not going to take us if we don't have our bargaining chip.
Dravakowski was the bargaining chip.
Didn't she have some kind of data to trade? Wasn't that her whole mission?
I believe so. Did you check her? Search her?
No,
Oh,
admittedly, we did not.
No, it was, again, everything happened pretty fast. And she's
you
still
should-
alive, so we
she-
need to get her to some kind of medical pod, but I don't know if the dropship will have one.
Do you have contact with the ship she was contacting?
No. I can't even speak UPP. UPP and
Russian? Russian?
It's a new dialect, okay?
It's a conglomerate of nations. It's not just one. Oh.
Maybe we can get onto the ship using their shuttle, right?
That sounds plausible.
Where are you, Doctor?
I had just checked the escape pods. That's how I know that they've been compromised. I have Hobbs down here with me.
Okay.
He was trying to escape as well.
Makes sense. No shame in that.
There are 2 creatures loading pods full of bodies. I would not suggest traversing this area.
There's 2 creatures?
Okay.
Oh, I forgot. There was one scratching at your door. I should probably roll to see how that's going.
Oh, shit.
I totally forgot. Yeah, one of the deacons came back and is
Damn it, no!
a little
Eric,
curious.
why did you say that?
If you get me killed here.
A little curious.
I'm not the one that said that, Eric, okay?
The pounding becomes louder and more vicious. The thing is definitely trying to get in.
Can I disconnect it from my side? Like just disconnect from the ship?
No, because they've locked it from ops. So there's been an override put in, you can tell. There's been an override from the station that's locked down the escape shuttles. Or the escape
And there's
pods.
no override like within the shuttle.
Asking me questions to answers I don't know.
Come on, I'm on the ship.
Okay. How about this? You can make a Comtech roll, but we'll consider it opposed. So you need to beat whatever he rolled on his, which I think was 3 or 2.
2.
Okay.
Yeah, just 2.
It's like he types in a code, then you type in another code. It's like back and forth.
Why are you trying to hack me, Dr. Lark?
Dr. Lark, I can't help but notice that you're does Hobbs? I mean, yeah, he can assist. He's like, no, Holmes, use the red button.
The big red button. It's eject. Ooh, a tie.
Do you push?
Yes.
A prayer?
A hope and a prayer.
1, 2, 3, 4. So I need 5 regular.
Oh, is it not? That's right. The fucking push button doesn't work.
Okay, so these are regular ones.
There's the success.
That's one. It's 3.
I now need 5. Red.
No, 4 yellow.
One of them is success. Yeah.
Yeah, you only re-roll the blanks.
Here we go.
There's the panic.
Uh,
Okay, so
Oh, boy.
D6.
9 drop item. You still succeed on the test. Holmes is like, Hobbs.
Holmes. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hobbs is like, Holmes, you did it. Well, fucking get us out of here, man. I think the alien should get one more attack here to see if he can break through. Because you're trying to hack, right? It's not a slow thing.
It's not like the movies where it's Hacker Man.
Oh, I should really know what the fuck armor is for an EVP. Let's see. Okay, that is... Alright. You see the door actually buckles in. The pod is no longer perfectly pressurized if you launch, but the door is still attached. Hobbs looks terrified. Do something, man!
What do you want me to do?
Fucking Lord, get us out of here! Kill the thing! I don't know. We can use another pod, right?
Shit, did we just corner you guys? Oh my god.
What?
It's about to break through. You have one chance to do something here.
Okay. Do I know what'll happen if I launch now?
There's a chance there could be an explosive decompression, which will probably rip you out. Well, I mean, if you guys are in your seats, you'll be okay, but you're going to be exposed to space, and it's not going to be easy to control the thing. It's possible, but it's going to be harder.
Right.
Chris, are we able to do stuff while this is all going on?
Yeah. I mean, at this point, you're not getting any response from Dr. Lark. So, 10, 20 seconds go by. And then you see that it's your lockdown has been overridden.
Can I open the pod doors for all of them?
I think at this point, he probably has control of his pod because of the test. So, but you could open the doors to the other ones if you wanted.
Can I program them to shoot out in 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Give me another Comtech roll.
Oh no.
I'm gonna assume that because we were hacking, that we're buckled in.
Ooh.
And I am just going to launch the pod.
Okay.
So I will. I get 2 successes. One of them will be. You don't need to roll to overcome the exact same challenge in the future.
Okay. So you set the other 5 pods to launch in 15 minutes.
Now, are there like planetary systems nearby?
Not anywhere close. And there's a chance, even when you launch the pods, because you guys are so close to the black hole, that you might actually get sucked into the black hole anyway. But you can set the other 5 to launch, wherever you'd like.
Earth.
Thousands of light years away.
Just thread that needle.
Yeah,
you got 5 shots.
I'll set most of them to launch towards like the nearest space traffic lane where like space truckers would go.
Okay. Oh, I like that. Okay.
And then the last one that we will try to board, probably onto the UPP, towards the UPP vessel.
Okay. All right. You do that. Dr. Lark, you launch your pod. It's shaking. It's rattling. Holmes, I almost said it again. Hobbs is screaming. And eventually, the door gets blown off. And we need to look up how an explosive decompression works.
Oh, boy.
It can't be as rules heavy as how I imagine Shadowrun would do it. So
yeah, yeah, we'll be fine.
There's always that. At least it's always that.
Look up Excel file SR5 decompression _atmosphere.
Oh, that's the worst. Yeah.
Good old Shadowrun.
Look at that. 107. It's right there in the index. Fucking Free League does it again. Look at this. It's like only 2 paragraphs. The air in the room will vent out into space in a turn. Well, it'll be a lot faster because you're in a small EEV. And an intense draft will require everyone to make a stamina roll to perform any action. Most ships will automatically seal off in a breach compartment. You're not in a ship, though. Once the air is gone, anyone still in the vented compartment will suffer the effects of vacuum. And... okay. Well, you guys are strapped in. And he's in a suit. And if you're exposed to vacuum, you take a stamina roll every round. And every round it gets harder. And as soon as you fail, you are dropped to 0 health and must make a death roll every round until you die or enter a pressurized area. However, androids don't make death rolls.
Can we also see that androids are affected by vacuum?
Oh, that's right. That's on your character sheet, isn't it?
Yeah, I was looking it up.
I totally forgot about that. Well, if you stay out in space indefinitely, it will eventually fuck you up. I don't care what the rules say, because you'll just freeze to nothingness. So I guess what we see as your pod launches is that we see the door get ripped off, we see Hobbs screaming, and we see all the air gets sucked out of the ship. And then eventually we can see as you guys... Where are you trying to get to? Are you trying to get to the UPP ship?
So... do I have any other knowledge of where else to go? Like back to our company or anything?
Yeah, but an EEV is not... especially a damaged one. I mean, he'll eventually run out of air. and you'll freeze and be disabled and possibly damaged beyond repair. So there's no long-term solution here unless you just want to get away and hope somebody finds your guys' bodies. Or you get lucky and happen to travel and find a ship. But you have no idea how long that might take or any way to predict that.
Hey, I guess I'm going to try and go to the UPP ship.
Okay. I am going to need a piloting test because shit is going down. And because your pod is damaged pretty severely, it's going to be at -3.
Oof.
You can get an assist from Hobbs, as he can still operate the controls a little bit easier than you can, because he's in a suit.
Okay. You said piloting?
Yes. You're also dealing with the pull of the black hole.
Ooh, nice.
Wow.
So good.
So fucking lucky. You do it. You somehow... The thing is rattling to pieces, but you are on a direct course for the UPP vessel. Meanwhile, up in Ops, one of the pods launches. What do you guys do? The station shakes again violently as the black hole is getting upset. The station is groaning under all the mutations and changes and pressure from the black hole. You guys also you switched the you guys switched the air filtration last session.
A while ago. Yeah.
I'm actually going to need the two of you to make stamina tests. I'm going to make one for Drabikowski as well.
Oh dear.
We
This
should
is-
be rolling stamina with
This is just straight stamina. There's no because it's a disease test the way it works. So it's just straight stamina, no stress.
where is stamina?
It's a skill.
Skill?
Third from the top.
Oh. So no stress, so -6. 1 success.
Okay. I need to roll for the disease itself.
Now, would this affect crash?
I don't recall. I think this version of it does affect androids.
What about Dr. Lark?
Dr. Lark already made her roll earlier when she got splashed by all the goo.
Right, but now it's in the air.
And if that didn't affect her... All
What
right.
about Holmes?
Holmes!
That's fair. He should roll because he was not in a suit most of that time. Okay. So, Crash, as your systems are failing, you can tell that something has been released into the air. You can smell it. You can taste it. Hedenstrom and Sajaad, you've been breathing this in the whole time. You can feel changes coming about your body. You both can see the black veins beginning to run their way through your arms, up your necks. Your pupils are starting to dilate to the point where your eyes are just solid black. You can feel the embrace of perfection running through your veins.
Okay, cool. So after seeing one of the pods launch, that leaves how many left?
5.
The 5? Okay. Can I just then launch the other 4 that I had planned to go towards the shipping lanes?
Yes. Yeah, they're launched, no problem.
Yeah, and then
Lark, you would be able to see this, on your screen or just out the open back door, you see 4 more of the pods get launched. You can't tell where. Definitely not towards the black hole.
Obviously with my coordinates in it, right?
I'm sorry?
Obviously with my coordinates in it, right?
Not anymore. No, he took that over, so that's why I made him take a test. If you hadn't, then he would have just been able to do it. But since you'd already programmed him, that's why I made him take a test.
So we don't know if those 2 creatures are still down there, right?
No, you have no idea.
Yeah. So there or the dropship. There's a drop. Do we know if the dropship has guns, like mounted?
No idea. Is it possible
capable
to
of
program
shooting down escape pods?
Not worth the time to look, I assume. Is it possible to have the other escape pod program it to come up to deck B's airlock?
No, they're not like remote control like that. You pretty much program in a thing and it goes.
I'm going to vent deck I in the hopes that it removes the whatever creatures are down there, and then we'll just have to go in there with our suits.
Okay. You can do that, no problem. As this is happening, you can see Drabakowski, who's been laying on the floor the whole time. You can see the veins popping up on her as well as the Draconis strain starts to do its work.
Nice.
And Dr. Lark, you can see the same thing happening to Hobbs in the seat next to you.
Well, I mean, the suits are pretty thick, right? They go up like way up here.
Now he's right next to me, right?
Hey, there's like a console between you, but yeah, I think like you're in the cockpit of like a airship or airplane.
Now, if I release his seatbelt,
you could try. He might have something to say about that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna point out the window and be like, "Look, we're almost there."
I will let you make a test unopposed because he's obviously not expecting this, and he's probably more concerned just holding on to the chair. So, give me your choice: heavy machinery, or mobility, or comtech. Perhaps it's something you can control from the terminal. One of those 3.
I'm gonna try mobility.
Okay, so mobility, we're going to assume you just, like, try to reach over and, like, hit the button and spring him out.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing, Eric. But I'm praying you fail.
But really? Okay, I'm gonna do my stress separately.
Oh.
Now we just need a panic roll, bro.
Oh,
nice.
2 6s and a 1.
Jesus.
Okay. That, my
fuck.
friend, is a 12, which I believe is Scream.
Berserk. You kill Hobbs.
You scream your lungs out for 1 round. Your stress is decreased by 1, but every friendly character who hears you scream must make a panic roll, and your test fails.
Now, they can't hear you scream in space, so Hobbs can't hear it, right?
He just
Yeah, I
thinks
guess-
I'm like grasping.
So from Hobbs' perspective, you literally just like leaned over and went, ah!
He got nervous twitch, so we'll put his stress up by 1 because it's a crazy situation. But you don't get him out, and eventually the vacuum of space is taking its toll, and it's making it harder and harder for you to move. So we'll come back to you as soon as the 2 of these others decide how they're going to end things here tonight. You vent that deck. You have no idea whether or not it works, as far as does it get rid of the aliens.
Right. Can we try to reestablish the weird connection the perfected spoke to us through. I don't even know how that would work, but perfected now, so...
I've got one better for you.
Oh.
As you think that, out of the shadows steps one of the perfected, perfectly in the doorway, illuminated by the glow of the command terminals. It's standing there staring at you, and you can tell, you both get this feeling in your minds that the perfected are pleased, and they are happy with the work the two of you have done.
Sajaad, in her injured state, like shambly, drops to her knees at the sight of a perfected.
Drabakowski's like basically got herself into a sitting position. She's holding her lung, breathing heavily. There's blood and black ichor coming out the sides of her mouth, wheezing heavily. She's like, "You're crazy, Sergeant. What are you doing? You both have gone mad." And at this point, the perfected looks past the two of you over at Drabakowski, and it does that same eerie float towards her. And you see her eyes go wide as it reaches a hand down and ends her.
Hell yeah.
At this point, as the camera pans out, we see the life drain from Drabakowski's face, her daughter's name on her mind and lips. We see the black veins take over, and the two of you double over in pain as the Draconis strain rewrites your very DNA, turning you into horrible, horrible monsters. But rather than going on a rampage, you have this urge to make your way down towards the hydroponics bay. And the last thing the two of you see through your new black alien eyes is as you vomit up this black, disgusting sludge and begin to cocoon yourselves in beehive-shaped cocoons. The whole time, several perfected are standing around watching you do this. A feeling of pride and a feeling of joy and accomplishment racing through your thoughts. Dr. Lark, your systems are frying out. You're basically being frozen to the point where your systems are shutting down. Hobbs is screaming, confused, terrified, slowly mutating from the inside. You know what's happening to him, but you have nothing that you can do about it at this point. Eventually, the stress of this flight, your system goes into like a shutdown mode. When you awake, you find yourself on board the UPP vessel. You are in an airlock, and you can see Hobbs is in there with you. There's a squad of UPP soldiers, guns aimed. The EEV is in the airlock too. It's sparking, it's broken, it's shattered, it's wrecked, twisted. There's ice all over it. Everybody is shouting. Hobbs doesn't understand what they're saying because they're shouting in various languages. German, Russian, Chinese. But you can understand there are shouts of panic and confusion as you can see Hobbs gasping for breath, twitching violently and spasming on the ground. You see he's on his back and he spits something up. Black, sludge coats the inside of his helmet, and then he stops moving. What do you do?
So I can communicate with them. I can speak the languages.
Yes. Keep in mind, you are still... It looks like you've been coated with the black shit at some point. I mean, obviously it's dried, but it,
Yeah.
You look filthy. So there's guns pointed at you and shouting happening to you as well.
I'm gonna yell, I have the data. We need to get him off the ship. Now. Vent him.
Okay. I will need one final roll from you, Eric. I am going to need a manipulation roll to see if they listen or if their guns do the talking.
All right. Worked this last time for me.
And I will make this opposed against them.
It's all got to be out in the open, Chris. This is the final roll.
Who should I... I don't have a generic UPP soldier. I'll use Fluger's stats, whatever her stats are.
Well, I
Damn,
need
your
to do
manipulation is high.
That is it. He's a psychiatrist, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, he's a synth too, and she's got boosted wits and empathy. What is going on here? Oh,
I
you're
Panicked.
5 plus... What's your panic right now?
It would be 5 after the failed one, right?
Yeah.
That's a total of
10.
5? Or you have...
10.
Okay,
10.
total 10. That is freeze. Okay. Let's see how they do.
They panicked too.
I have the data! Vent him! Dr. Lark, the last thing you see is the flare of muzzles as gunfire goes off, tearing through your synthetic body and tearing through Hobbs as well. As you crash to the ground, your system slowly failing, your vision going out like Terminator 2, you see Hobbs's body twitch, and he lurches back up, and you can see he has mutated into an abomination. And the last thing you see and hear is this horrible alien screech as he charges towards the gun line, and multiple languages screaming in panic, and everything goes black. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Heart of Darkness.
That's an ending, my man.
Hell yeah.
But do they nuke the ship?
You'll never know.
I don't know if they have time, my man, Holmes.
That's
wow.
that's a story for another day.
That might be my favorite alien scenario, hands down.
I think that has been the best one I've played in so far, Chris.
It was-
Phenomenal job.
Thank you. It was intimidating, but I have to agree with Scaarr. I think it's the best one, and I really like Chariot of the Gods.
It
But
was really fun too, yeah.
there's a lot going on here. But if you can get a grasp on at least half of it, I think you're good to go. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Before we book out here really quick, we are going to reveal our agendas that everybody had. And I'm probably going to use the bathroom really quick because my back teeth are floating from all this root beer. That's right, I don't have Dr. Pepper yet. Because there's a conspiracy going on through all of Jewel across the United States, apparently.
Just in your area.
It's I'll keep my headphones on so I can listen to you guys. So why don't we start with Sajaad? Why don't you tell us what your 3 agendas were, and then somebody else can take over, and then I'll tell you the NPCs when I get back.
Oh, mine's easy. Act 1, little crazy. Act 2, crazy. Act 3, full-blown bonkers. Yeah. Act 1 was, I had the Space Beast. I laughed about it, but something about it kind of touched a little truth deep down. So she kind of kept diving into it and became just, casual believer of it. And once, let's see. Yeah, and once she saw the perfected, she was like a full-blown believer. But protecting the team from harm was still my top priority. But I try to kind of spread the word about, that she's kind of having these revelations and that this book might have something to it. Act 2 was that, you guys need me, I've got your back. But something like spiritual is happening here. Something like divine is going on. It might be, everything in the book might be true. This might be the second coming of the Space Beast. Are these dragons, the angels of the Dark God? And then, Act 3 is like, judgment's here. This is God's hand. I'm the prophet. All of you, you're secondary. I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep the hive alive, even if it means betraying the team.
Amazing.
Okay.
If no one has any issues, I will go next, since we're basically on the same team at the end.
For sure.
Yeah.
So my Act 1 was, your prison barcode is real. You worked for a shadow government bioweapons project, modifying xenomorphic life forms via a genetic accelerant called the 26 Draconis strain. Arrested when the project was exposed, you then murdered your court-appointed psychiatrist. Wayland Yutani got your charges lowered to manslaughter and bought out your prison contract. Never even saw a judge. You're here to continue the work. 26 Draconis originated here. Is this new life form? So just, continuing his work from before, trying to figure out what's going on with 26 Draconis and knowing all about it from the very beginning. And then Act 2, you must crack the biological code of what's going on here and find a way to control it one way or another. You're not afraid to take risks by experimenting on yourself. So that was sort of when he was trying to, I think, create the vaccine just so he could research it and try to control it. We didn't get a whole lot of work done on that. And the final one, Act 3. To hell with the others, they are all flawed, like the rest of humanity. The full Fremen, or perfected, are truly perfect, something you've always aspired to. You deserve perfection as well. Make them see that.
Didn't see that coming at fucking all. And that's cool. So this is where the Draconis string comes from in the story. The black hole.
Well,
that's cool.
The black hole was formed when the Cronus mission went haywire.
Oh.
So, and I there's bits and pieces of it you get in the story, but basically, the Cronus mission ends up in the 26 Draconis system. Okay, they land on a planet where they accidentally, they find an engineer temple, they find the urns, people get infected with the black goo, the body bursters start ripping out, and then they make the vaccine from the black goo. And the vaccine has a very high chance of making the body burster inert. But, like it's like almost 99% or something, or like 100%. But it has a very high chance of mutating the person into an abomination. And so while this is all going on, they eject the science module. The ship takes off. You encounter the ship in Chariot of the Gods. And then the lifeboat is stuck here, the science module. And they end up accidentally setting off an engineer piece of tech in the temple, which basically causes the 2 or 3 stars in the system to go haywire, and they basically destroy the entire system, and that's what creates the black hole.
Every scenario is connected so far.
That's
Yes.
so dope.
Yes.
So dope.
And if you dive really deep into Destroyer of Worlds, Colonel Myers Spoilers, by the way, listeners, if you haven't listened to those already, cut this part out. But we've played through it, and we've had it on the channel here.
Over a year ago.
Yeah. But Colonel Myers gets samples of the Draconis strain because he finds the Cronus ship before the players do in Chariot of the Gods. And they secretly board it, and they get some of the samples before the party ever encounters it.
So.
And so, that's where we are.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about Ajiri. He didn't have a whole lot to do, unfortunately. But we did as best we could until he eventually succumbed. Okay, so Ajiri Act 1. You made the company look bad and they want you gone. Until now, they've had you buried behind a desk to keep you out of their way. If there's any accidents here, Wayland Yutani is sure to pin there was a incident he was involved in where a bunch of people got killed, and there was like a cover-up, basically. And he feels really bad for it. He's trying to make up for it. And basically now the company is planning to pin it on him and basically kiss his stocks, his pension, and everything, his life goodbye. So Agenda 1, no one dies under your watch. This time everyone comes home. That's why he was so intent on trying to protect everybody. And then in Act 2, this new life form is not worth people's lives. Find out who on the station is alive and do everything in your power to save them. Science team, staff, prisoners, no one can be left behind. And then Act 3, this thing is a threat to life as we know it. Pension be damned, it must be destroyed even if you die with it. Unfortunately, he did not get to see Act 3. Kyle, tell us about Navarre.
I can tell you about Act 1 and Act 2, Navarre.
I can fill in Act 3.
Okay. For those wondering why fucking 74-year-old Navarre had amazing ranged and close combat stats.
Thank God we get to find this out.
The real Navarre is dead, murdered in cryosleep. Your Colonel Dr. Bartolo Abajan, deep cover agent for the UPP Ministry of Space Security.
Oh my God.
The MSS believes Erebus is running Ironfish, a project repurposing the black hole as a broad-spectrum antenna to spy on the UPP. MSS agent Drabakowski is assigned to secure Ironfish. You're here to see she does. She's unaware you're MSS and shadowing her. Give her room to prove or hang herself. So that's why I kept going after Drabakowski whenever she did dumb shit.
Nice.
Because I was supposed to.
He was MSS all along.
I knew he was a special
see
agent.
him make it to Act 3. It would have been really cool.
Oh, yeah. That would have made our job a lot fucking harder.
Oh, and check this shit out. A UPP ship stands by. This is Act 2. UPP ship stands by to extract you and Drabakowski when Ironfish is secured. Your comrade in arms, Sub-Lieutenant Lugar, should contact you soon for an update. But is Ironfish the only project Erebus is running? Is this life form some bioweapon experiment gone bad? Determine its potential use and danger to the progressive peoples.
I didn't realize
that's
that.
A big role.
I didn't realize they name dropped Fluger in his agendas. That's cool.
Yeah.
And Act 3, confront Drabakowski. Make her pick a side. Make sure she has Ironfish, and maybe you should secure a living sample of this hive weapon for the MSS. You owe it to the progressive peoples to survive and return with these prizes.
Well,
can't win them all.
You know how that goes.
Womp womp.
Your head gets caved in.
Then we had Lugar, our dear beloved departed captain. Act 1, you lied. Great Aunt Allie was chief technician on the science vessel Cronus, not the Saturn. 74 years ago, the Cronus flight plan was redacted and her records closed. You tracked her final course to 26 Draconis, picked up the Earth Erebos trawling run, and each trip you've quietly searched for clues. Erebus is hiding something, you're sure of it. hacking into her mother's mission recorder is your last recourse. Obviously, we learned about that fairly early on, as far as the Great Ant. Act 2. These creatures had something to do with the Cronus. You can feel it. Maybe they hold the secret to your Great Aunt Allie's fate. Maybe she's even still alive. If being like these creatures are possible, anything is. And then Act 3. Your grandfather deserves closure. You've got to get home and tell him what happened to your great aunt. One way or another, you're taking Gray and getting the fuck out of here. Didn't happen. And if you're wondering, the reason Gray didn't really interact or do anything is Lugar is saving up to get him an upgrade to his programming and everything, so he can like be a little bit more autonomous and think for himself. And it specifically says in the scenario that unless he's given an order, he doesn't do anything. Like, he can't act without an order.
Okay.
So
Left him behind.
yeah, his last order was try to fix the ship. That's why he like never came out. Yeah, so he eventually, in the background, he's been merged with the station at this point.
Oh, that's
Buddy.
And all the prisoners on board the ship are obviously gonna make it. So
Yep.
what about Dr. Lark?
Dr. Lark.
I had a bunch of stuff here. The manipulation is a skill that you more than mastered. You're here to be everyone's friend. Make them all trust you. Learn all you need to control them and look for evidence someone is acting against the company policy. Experimenting with a soldering iron and a switchblade, you burnt out your behavior chip right before you left Gateway Station. Now things are different. Now even you don't know what you're capable of.
Holy
What
fuck,
the
dude.
fuck?
Damn.
You're hardcore.
Fucking stone cold killer.
Just kind of as the scenario went on, like Lark was like hearing like a thumping, like a heartbeat, just like in the background. And then like as it would like move about the ship, it would get louder or quieter.
Yeah, so Eric got special story cards. It's determined at the start of the scenario who gets it. I won't explain how. I'll leave that secret. But one of the PCs gets a story card that basically they start to hear the heart, and they start to slowly become obsessed with finding out what it is and where it is. And I think there was 2 or 3 of them. The first one's like, you hear it, go find it. The second one, as you get closer to it, your stress goes down. But if you get away from it, your stress goes up. And then, like, the third one is, like, if you actually find the heart and get inside of it, you get, like, a bunch of stat boosts. But once you leave the heart, your stats go back to normal.
I think that's why I started getting stress, right? Otherwise...
Yeah, well, you can read the rest of your personal agendas, but that's a generic one that any PC can get based on various criteria. And there's a couple other ways for that to happen. But the main one was based on a specific thing.
Yeah, so Act 2, you think you feel something. You shouldn't technically, but you shouldn't technically. You couldn't, but you do. You want to laugh and cry at the same time. Something has awakened inside of you, but what? Is it the self-butcher job you did on your behavior chip, or something else? Is it the life form? You must know more. Keep the team focused on finding out everything about these creatures. Inconceivably, you now accumulate stress like a human. And
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 3, Erebus Station is being biologically overwritten and you fear you are next. You can feel an organic film growing over your synthetic organs. You've got to get the data you've collected back to the company somehow. Maybe a tight beam network signal or a disk stashed aboard a lifeboat. Anything before you succumb. So, got close.
Came close.
I mean, I got the data off the ship.
You did. You
Yeah.
did.
Technically, you didn't fail.
And then, who quickly became my favorite NPC in this adventure. I'm glad she saw it all the way to Act 3. Drabakowski, Act 1. A former spy for the MSS For nearly a decade, you've been free to just be a scientist. Not anymore. The MSS is forcing you to return to the UPP. You're ordered to prove your loyalty by stealing all data on something called Ironfish from Erebus's mission recorder. The device is located in the station's mother mainframe. You don't want to go, but what choice do you have? Act 2. This life form is unlike anything else. Learning its secrets is the only way to control it. Also, someone in the group is shadowing you. You're sure of it. Are they UPP or UA? Are they onto you, or are they just suspicious? And then Act 3, UPP, UA, they are just letters and lines drawn on maps. None of that matters. What's happening on Erebus must be stopped from reaching other worlds, even if it means sacrificing yourself to stop it. And so, for Sajaad and Hedenstrom, the discussion they had in secret was, since they had the override codes, they were going to try to send the station into the black hole. Drabakowski volunteered to do it. She gave the Ironfish data to Lark because Crash offered to go with her. And she was like, "Are you sure?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm coming to help." So she gave the data to Lark and made Lark promise that Lark would find her daughter and tell her, what her mother did and why she wasn't coming home. And she said, "I don't know." He was like, "Is the UPP, can I trust the UPP?" And she was like, "No, absolutely not. But this data is the only way that you might even get on that ship." And so that's when he decided he was going to try to get out on one of the escape vessels. And then the two of them went up there to use the override codes basically one of the override codes lets you control the thrusters on the station. You can control them to just push the station into the black hole.
Nice.
I think what we planned was pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys didn't hear what they did, but they put the Draconis strain, not the virus. They put the bad shit into the air filtration system. And they made some machinery rolls to do that. So basically, ever since you guys had that conversation, you guys were making your way up to the deck, it was starting to go through the system, the station's air system. So it was infecting everybody. And I realized I forgot one thing.
Oh no.
So as the two of you are cocooning yourselves, there's one last thing we see in the corner of the room. Sitting in a vent, behind the air vent, we see the cat. But his eyes are black as space.
Oh, not the kitty
Mutated cat. Yeah, baby.
I figured him and Gray would have met up, and then they somehow got the ship fixed and had a happy ever after together.
Shoot out.
So, and then there's a side spin-off between the synth and a cat adventure.
Well, there could be
cat just mutates.
Maybe he's the perfect organism.
Perfect hunter.
Well, there you go, folks. That is Heart of Darkness. What a ride. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we had. This was a fucking blast. Thank you all, gentlemen, for playing along. You guys all did fantastic. Scaarr and Hedenstrom, I think you guys completed your agendas about as well as could be, all things considered. You guys can take a story point. Unfortunately, Dr. Lark, if anybody's got the data now, it's the UPP, not Wayland Yutani. So you came close. Unfortunately, Crash and Navarre did not complete either of their objectives. So big rip there. So the reason I'm pointing that out is because story points are actually tied to players, not characters. So in theory, rules as written, you are allowed to bring those to your next Alien game, which just happens to be the Colonial Marine campaign that we're going to be playing next. As I said, listeners, viewers, we've been talking a lot behind the scenes. We've had a lot of schedule changes, unfortunately, and there's a lot of shit going on. But we have more or less come to a decision here. So I know we talked about Blade Runner, and that is going to be happening eventually. We've been talking, obviously, a lot about the Colonial Marine campaign. That's going to be happening as well, but there is a couple changes here. So next week, after you listen to this, you're going to be hearing Walking Dead. We tried out the Walking Dead RPG. We did a one-shot called The Golden Ambulance. With a spin, the players got to play characters from the show. They actually had 4 of the characters from the show as pre-gens from the Kickstarter. So you can see Sean, Kyle, our friend Travis from our very first set of Alien episodes way back when we did Hope's Last Day. He was in one of the 2 of those. And we have a newcomer named Joe, an old friend of mine that I used to work with at Games Workshop, of course. The 4 of them play Michonne, Father Gabriel, Glenn, and Carol. So check that out. It's an interesting system, and it's more zombie goodness. And then next week, we're going to be recording the starter set adventure, which is called The Wolf's Den. And that'll probably air right after Golden Ambulance. You're probably going to get 2 back-to-back weeks of Walking Dead, and then we are going to dive right back into more Alien with the Colonial Marine Frontier War campaign. That is going to have Sean, Scaarr, Eric, and a newcomer to the show, very old friend of mine, whose gamer tag is Vanilla, but his real name is Adam. A very old friend of mine that I actually met not through Games Workshop. I met him through the interwebs back on Xbox Live during the 360 days playing Left 4 Dead 2. And he was one of like the 4 or 5 people that I played a shit ton of Left 4 Dead with. He does have his own channel. He's done some streaming here and there. He lives out on the West Coast in LA. At least that's where he used to live. I don't know if he's still out there. But he's going to be joining us. Been trying to get him on the show for a while. He was going to try to join Heart of Darkness. The timing didn't work out. But he said he's in. He's new to RPGs. He's kind of new to Aliens. So it'll be cool to have a fresh face here. But he's a gamer through and through like the rest of us. So I think you'll enjoy having him here. And we may have a 5th player. It's still a couple invitations out there. I don't know. We might stick with 4. We'll see. But we're going to go through Colonial Marines, and then while that's going on, we're going to try to record a couple side projects. There's some side missions in the Colonial Marines campaign that I might do with other groups as that goes on. We're going to try to build our backlog up a little bit, and if we can make it happen, we're going to record Blade Runner on the side. If not, we'll try to do that after the Colonial Marine campaign. It just depends when we can get it sorted out. Everybody's schedules are all over the place right now, and especially with Tyler's schedule. We want to get the original cast back for that, and we thought a lot about going on without Tyler, and I decided no. Just like these 3 scenarios linked together, it's even more so in Blade Runner, so we want to keep the same PCs if we can. So Kyle's going to be taking a break from the show for a little while. His life's getting a little out of control, unfortunately, but we were glad and happy to have you here for this one. And he's going to be hard at work putting the final touches on our Warhammer Deathmatch. So depending on timing, that might be next, that might be during, it might be in between. We shall see. But that is coming sometime later this year once it's ready and once we get some recordings done. So we'll have more news once we start recording. I'll let you guys know the full deets on that. And then we still have Blades in the Dark coming out on Mondays. Adam and Aaron. Aaron's been running that. Adam and we got a few new faces over there. CJ and... I apologize. I don't remember the other players. Chuck is one of them. He was on Pay Data. Does anybody know the other guy's name? I feel so bad. I really should know this. I apologize. Sorry. Lost.
Dio?
Dio, that's it. Man, I think Dio is Chuck. Why can't I remember? I'm so sorry. Anyway.
No, Dio and Chuck are different.
Oh, are they? Okay, then it is Dio. Okay. Well, anyway, if you haven't, go listen. It's a pretty interesting group to listen to. And they've been, doing the usual madness that group does, so check that out. That'll be going on probably for a few more weeks at least. I don't know when the end of that's going to happen, so we got a lot going on. And we got Gen Con coming up in August. All of our events have sold out. Myself, Sean, Aaron, and Adam are all going to be jamming many games throughout the weekend. I'm doing a bunch of Alien. We've got some Merc Boar. We've got some Shadowrun. We've got some, was it Rune Quest? I think somebody's running.
I think Rune Quest or Dungeon
Crawl Classics. I think we got a session or two of that.
So,
yeah, swing by, say hello if you want to meet the cast. We're going to try to have a little bit of swag if we can. If not, we'll see. But come by, say hello, check it out, and yeah, say hi. We might be able to see Jeff from Adventures in Lollygagging too. He asked me if we're going, so I've been trying to see if he's going or not. And if he does, we're definitely going to meet up, at least hang out for a bit and say hi. So lots going on, folks. Marine campaign will probably take us through mid to end of summer, I imagine, depending on how it all pans out. So, you know, we got tons and tons planned, as you can see here. So thank you all so much. Players, thank you. Thank you. It's been awesome. This is a fucking blast.
It's been a blast.
Really enjoyed
Yeah.
this. So,
This was awesome, dude.
Yeah, so fun.
well, I can't wait because the Marine campaign's got some cool stuff in store for you guys as well. And there's a lot of tie-ins to these three scenarios as well. So, in the overall meta plot. And it's more of a sandbox, so you guys have a little bit more freedom. It's not as railroady. And you guys will get to make your own characters for once. You'll get to see how character creation actually works. And you'll get to see a squad of Marines do what they do best. So stay tuned. We will be back very soon. So we'll be back to Alien probably in a week or two. Until then, same time, same place. Nighty-night.